Tesla have finally unveiled the Model 3 ludicrous performance, whatever you want to call it. It's cheaper than the old version. It's better than the old version. It's a lot better than the old version. And it's cheaper than the old version. Did I mention that? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to see you. I mean, I'm kind of looking at this car thinking, is this real? I mean, seriously, this price for a car that does this and goes this fast around corners has so many major improvements to it. It's kind of hard to believe it's real. I mean, think about it this way, right? $53,000 or 80,000 Australian dollars, $53,000 in America gets you a vehicle. It's cheaper than the previous version. They can do 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 98 kilometers an hour in 2.9 seconds. But you can actually do that. Most cars where they say that, you need a prepped drag strip, you need the right conditions, you need hot tires. This car, you can actually do that in. And now a lot of people thought that the previous Model 3 performance couldn't go around corners. That was categorically false. It was false. We know that because it was raced against the BMW M2. And in fact, it was raced against a few other performance cars as well, by Top Gear, by other magazines, but particularly to Top Gear test against other performance cars. It destroyed the BMW M2. That's the old version of this car. This new version has more power. It's faster. It's got proper brakes now, real big brakes, performance brakes. It's got performance seats. It's got performance suspension. The suspension on this is a huge upgrade just by itself. So here in Australia, the price is $80,900. It's $2,500 cheaper than the pre-facelift model. I don't know how Tesla are doing this, but whatever the case may be, power is 380 kilowatts, so well over 500 horsepower. And that means it's faster. In addition to that, it's got 20-inch wheels with Pirelli P0 tires. It's got pretty proper performance tires on it. And it's also got adaptive suspension made by Koni. So some proper serious, actual legitimate suspension. If you want to race this car, you're going to get a car that actually can handle, can go around corners. Inside, it's got a performance-specific overhaul. It's got much more supportive front bucket sport seats, carbon fiber trim, aluminium pedals. So accelerator pedal is aluminium, and also the brake pedal. I mean, not that that does very much for you, to be honest, but it's also got 4 different drive modes: chill, standard, insane, and track. Now, obviously, track is for closed courses, for actual tracking. And another big feature here is you can adjust the torque between the front motor and the rear motor. You can put as much power as you want to the front motor, as much power as you want to the rear motor, and you can infinitely adjust it by tiny percentages. That would mean if you want a more rear-focused car, in fact, if you want a rear-wheel drive car, you can actually drive it that way. So in terms of the price in comparison to other Model 3s, here in Australia, for example, the price is 59,000 Australian dollars for the cheapest version of the Model 3, the standard range. It's 68,000 Australian dollars for the Model 3 long range and 80,900. All of those vehicles have gotten discounts, but the Model 3 long range all-wheel drive, which is actually not that different to the performance, has gotten the biggest discount at 68,000. That's a $4,000 discount. Now in America, the price is $53,000 before incentives. Range, it's 296 miles. Other than that, it has all the same standard upgrades that the Highland gets, like the rear screen, a customizable ambient lighting. It's got much bigger brake calipers, so apparently this vehicle will be able to stop significantly better. Tesla says this about track mode: our latest track mode calibrates adaptive suspension, chassis, and powertrain controls to give you more control behind the wheel. When driving on track, customize handling balance, stability control, and regenerative braking precisely to your liking. Now that's actually a big advantage of electric cars racing on a track. You wouldn't think they have an advantage, but that's one of them. Regen braking. It means you're less likely to just tear through your brake pads because you can use regen braking in race type settings. So guys, this is a pretty amazing reveal in my opinion. The price is lower, the car is much better than the previous model. There's really nothing else that competes against this in terms of price. In China, there is, but outside of China, there's not. Yes, the Hyundai Ioniq 5N, it's a great car, way more expensive than this car, much more expensive here in Australia and in America. That has similar performance to this, but like I said, this is much more affordable. This is really the first time, I think, in history we've seen a legitimate performance electric car that is really within the price range of most people. You know, when I say most people who are going to buy a new car. Great news. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you share my enthusiasm? Do you think it's really good value for money? I think it's amazing value for money.